Am I guilty for telling my sister she doesn't deserve our mom's attention and sympathy after finding out her fiancé cheated? I'm 26 and have a younger sister, Bella, 23, and we've had a tense relationship for the past 10 years. Back when I was 6 and she was 3, our dad, 47, cheated on our mom, also 47, which destroyed the family. My mom was working hard in med school and while also trying to parent me and my sister. My dad was the type of man who was resentful that my mom had the audacity to find a way to continue school instead of dropping out and being a wife to him. Instead of talking to my mom, he became passive-aggressive, would try to sabotage, and eventually started his affair with my stepmom, Judy, 44 years old. Something my mom found out about after coming home and catching them in her bed. Bella and I were really young, so my mom decided not to tell us the truth, and Judy used that to get in our good graces. I was always polite and distant, but Bella was young enough for it to work, and it wasn't long before she started calling Judy Mom, which really ticked off my mom, but Judy and my dad loved it. I found out the truth when I was 10 and became a lot more cold and angry whenever I had to go to my dad's place. My mom tried to put me into therapy, but Judy and my paternal grandma didn't think it was needed, so my dad wouldn't consent to it, which my mom had to take him to court over. When Bella was 13, she started getting on me about refusing to want to do anything with Judy for Mother's Day, as well as not helping to convince our mom to share the day with Judy since they were both our moms. I snapped and told her the truth. She didn't believe it at first, but when Judy's brother confirmed it, she did sulk about it for about a week, but then went back to being loving towards Judy. In her words, it was a long time ago. Cheating happens. You can't stop love. And that everything worked out in the end. She said that frequently to Mom and started a campaign to try and force our mom to forgive Dad and accept Judy. She actually said that she would be a bad mom if she hated our dad and Judy more than she could love her. To her credit, my mom did try, but Judy was such a passive-aggressive, mean girl that Mom just washed her hands of the situation. When it was time for Bella's high school graduation, she gave our mom an ultimatum. Either sit next to Judy for the entire ceremony and pay for her and our dad's share of the bill for dinner. My mom would go pay for everyone else but them. Or she won't be invited to her graduation at all. Our mom sat out the graduation and didn't attend the dinner. Judy made a post about how evil some mothers can be for not putting their child first, which Bella liked and shared, and Mom took back the car she gave Bella. It was still in her name. Our mom still paid for Bella's college tuition, but she wouldn't pay for her room and board like she did for me, and she accused our mom of favoritism. After that, Bella and Mom went very low contact, and that's how it's been for years. During this time, Bella met, dated, and got engaged to Ethan, 26 years old. She did send Mom an invite, but I think that was just to get some money out of it. But unfortunately, the engagement was off because Ethan ended up cheating, and Bella found this out after going to the doctor and finding out she caught something from him. Bella reached out to Mom, but she got a, "I'm sorry you're going through this" text. Bella was furious, but I told her, given how she treated our mom and dismissed what Dad and Judy's actions, she shouldn't expect much. Bella, my dad, Judy, and some paternal relatives are calling me an ass, but am I guilty? And now, let's listen to some comments from the community and answers from the author.
In her words, cheating happens. You can't stop love. Think I would have harshly reminded her of those words. Your sister can go cry to the cheating dad for sympathy. You and your mom are definitely not guilty here. P.S. I think your mom is an absolute star for going through studies, raised kids, and dealt with a cheater plus the one he cheated with.
Not guilty. Why is Bella upset? If she can insist your mom should forgive your dad and Judy, she should forgive Ethan and his affair partner, attend their wedding and send a very expensive present or pay for their wedding dinner.
Her wanting to maintain a relationship with your dad and his new wife is fine, but throwing it in your mom's face was like stabbing her heart. Her blackmailing your mom to sit next to the affair partner and buying their meal, presumably cause she makes more money, is so disgusting. I'm sorry especially to your mom. Guess your sister learned manipulation from your dad and stepmom. You're not guilty here. Maybe someday she will understand how they used parental alienation to destroy her relationship with you guys.
My mom definitely makes more. The kind where she was able to take 18 months off of work to be a doctor in an impoverished country for no pay without having to change her lifestyle when she got back home. My mom's also one of those women who gets better with age and arguably looks better now than she did in her 20s.
I also think people are very quick to judge a 3-year-old, calling her stepmother mom. Also, why is a 10-year-old is told about marriage infidelity? Why did you tell your younger sister about it? Did the mom expect her daughters to hold a grudge against their dad and side with her to forget him? I also come from divorced parents because of infidelity. It was a nightmare. Both cheated, but my mom would refuse to sit next to dad at mine and my brother's graduation. She missed some of my celebrations because she could not stand him. I always had to choose with which to celebrate something. Imagine being Bella at 17 years old and just wanting to celebrate her graduation without drama. She pushed too much by asking mom to pay for dad and stepmom, but mom could not separate the importance of a daughter's milestone from a 15-year-long grudge. I think dad and mom are the guilty ones here. Your children should not decide between nor judge parents because of their infidelity as a spouse. It is a different relationship. I think you were also brainwashed. Why is mom not paying for Bella boarding while she was at college? Does it have to do with custody or favoritism towards the loyal daughter? You and Bella can now have perspective on their choices, and to me it seems both are wrong in taking sides. You are not guilty by what she said to her sister now that she was cheated on, but are guilty for judging the actions of a small kid accepting her stepmom.
To be fair, no one outwardly told me. It was one of those I overheard something I shouldn't conversations when I was supposed to be asleep, and my mom didn't lie when I asked her about it. Also, as stated prior, I told Bella after she kept trying to pressure me to get mom to agree to share a Mother's Day with Judy.
So Bella was 3 years old, huh? And didn't know anything for the next decade and was then expected to just throw over the woman she called mom, who had been there her entire life? And people are shocked that instead she strove to return to what had been normal for her entire life? Come on.
If Bella values her fantasy more than respecting our mom's feelings and boundaries, then that's her problem. My mom never told Bella that she wasn't allowed to still have a relationship with her. Thank you for listening to this story. Let me know in the comments if you agree with the community. What would you have done in that situation? And for those who stayed to the end, thank you. If you like this type of content, feel free to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. See you soon.